In the remote wilderness of Alaska, the nights are long and the shadows whisper ancient secrets. Among the towering spruce trees and icy rivers, a chilling legend persists, an entity known as the Kushtaka. The Tlingit people spoke of these shape-shifting beings, capable of taking human form or that of an otter. They say the Kushtaka lured people to their doom with illusions and deceit. One frosty morning, Nina met a local guide named Juno, who offered to take her to a secluded spot known for its breathtaking views. As they trekked deeper into the forest, the path became less distinct, swallowed by the dense underbrush. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that seemed to move of their own accord.
We should head back,
Juno said, his voice tense.
We're almost there.
Nina insisted, eager to capture the perfect shot. Suddenly, a distant haunting cry echoed through the trees. It was a sound neither human nor animal, something that sent a shiver down Nina's spine. Juno froze, his eyes wide with fear.
We need to leave, now!
Before they could turn back, a dense fog enveloped them, obscuring their path. Panic set in as they stumbled through the forest, trying to find their way. Then, as abruptly as it had appeared, the fog lifted, and Juno was gone. Desperation drove Nina deeper into the forest, calling out for Juno, but her cries were met with silence. The forest seemed to close in around her, every rustle and snap amplified in the eerie stillness. Exhausted and disoriented, she stumbled upon a small, abandoned cabin. She decided to take refuge there for the night, hoping to find Juno at first light. As she drifted into an uneasy sleep, she was awakened by soft, melodious singing. It was a lullaby her mother used to sing, one she hadn't heard in years. She followed the sound outside, where she saw a figure standing at the edge of the tree line. It was Juno, beckoning her to follow. Relief washed over her as she hurried towards him, but as she drew closer, something felt wrong. Juno's eyes were hollow, his smile too wide. She stopped abruptly, realization dawning on her. This was not Juno. The figure's form shimmered and shifted, transforming into an otter before her eyes. It let out a sinister chittering laugh before disappearing into the shadows. Nina fled back to the village, breathless and terrified. She told the villagers about Juno's disappearance and her encounter with the creature. The elder nodded solemnly, confirming her fears.
The Kushtaka has taken him. They lure their victims with familiar faces and sounds, leading them to a fate worse than death.
Determined to save Juno, Nina pleaded with the elder to help her. Reluctantly, he agreed, providing her with a talisman and instructions on how to protect herself from the Kushtaka's tricks.
You must be brave and strong-willed,
he warned.
The Kushtaka feeds on fear and doubt.
Armed with the talisman, Nina ventured back into the forest. The path seemed more treacherous than before, as if the forest itself was conspiring against her. She reached the cabin again and waited, knowing the Kushtaka would come for her. Night fell, and the forest came alive with whispers and phantom shapes. The Kushtaka appeared, shifting between forms, her mother, Juno, even herself. But Nina stood firm, clutching the talisman and chanting the words the elder had taught her. The creature hissed and snarled, but it couldn't breach the protective aura of the talisman. Nina demanded it return Juno, and after what felt like an eternity, the Kushtaka relented. Juno appeared, disoriented but alive. Nina and Juno returned to the village, exhausted but safe. The elder greeted them with a knowing smile, relieved they had both survived. Nina left Ketchikan with a newfound respect for the legends and the unseen forces that dwell in the wilderness. Years later, as she recounted her tale to curious listeners, she always ended with a warning.
The forest holds many secrets, and some are better left undisturbed. Beware the call of the Kushtaka, for it is a call to oblivion.
And in the quiet, dark nights of Alaska, the whisper of the Kushtaka still lingers, a chilling reminder of the unseen dangers that lurk just beyond the edge of sight.